Graham Potter used to manage Chelsea, but the worst manager ever contracted at Chelsea was Mauricio Pochettino. Watching Chelsea under Pochettino was one of the worst psychological tortures in human history. This guy was absolutely terrible and nobody could tell me otherwise. He has to be the worst manager of all time.
What we do here is go back.
After having Graham Potter and Frank Lampard at Chelsea, we thought our banter era was finally over. But it turns out we were just getting started. And we should have known better after signing Sanchez, Disasi and Nicholas Jackson all in the same summer. And we started our season with a 1-1 draw with Liverpool and we thought we were back. But then West Ham away happened. Poch decided to play Chilwell at left wing and Colwell at left back. He was moving like Guardiola if Guardiola didn't have a brain. We ended up conceding early from a corner because apparently we're not marking players anymore, but then Chukwuemeka scored an absolute banger to make it 1-1, just to come off injured 10 minutes later. And afterwards we got a penalty that our £100 million midfielder stepped up to take, and he delivered one of the worst penalties I've seen in my life. Then we went on to concede a second, and just before we thought things couldn't get worse, another £100 million midfielder comes on for us and drops one of the worst debuts I've seen from a Chelsea player. It was already too much, not even 2 games in and it felt like we've been playing for the whole season. And of course we went on to lose 3-1. You don't even know how hard it was defending Caicedo and Enzo after this game. And us Chelsea fans had no idea what the season had in store for us. Cause after inflating our egos after battering Luton Town 3-0, we went on to go winless in our next 3 games, with Caicedo gifting Forest 3 points and Malo Gusto giving another 3 to Aston Villa. Only 10 games in and Chelsea fans were depleted and wanted the season to end. And then Pochettino came out himself and said we're a mid-table club. Could you believe your own manager giving rival fans material to cook you with? It was a mess. And then we had to go away to Tottenham and we witnessed one of the worst hat-tricks ever from Nicholas Jackson. But at this point we all just wanted the 3 points. We didn't even care how they came. Then we went away to Newcastle and ended up getting our asses handed to us and lost 4-1. Even our club legend Thiago Silva was sabotaging us at this point. Then we went away to United and luckily only came out with a 2-1 loss. I say luckily because we should have lost 8-0. I don't even think Pochettino bothered to coach the team that week, because how could you be that bad? And this is when some Chelsea fans clocked that Pochettino's not it. We then went away to Everton and Wolves and we lost again, with Sterling being the man of the match for Wolves. We were the laughing stock of the Premier League at this point, and any team that wanted 3 points would respond to them saying ask and you shall receive. We had to have been a part of some social experiment or something, because these results were mad. Pochettino's job was at serious risk at this point, at least that's what we thought. But apparently it wasn't, as we went away to Liverpool and we got hammered 4-1, but the next game was somehow even worse. We had Wolves at home, a shot at redemption, and we actually went 1-0 up through Cole Palmer. And the moment I look back at my screen, we've conceded, and Cunha proceeds to absolutely violate us, scoring a hat-trick. And a random winger was running rings around our players. And we ended up losing 4-2 at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And I had no idea how Pochettino still had a job, because he was stealing a living. We then went away to Brentford, and Johan Wissa scored a Puskas-worthy goal against us. The game ended 2-2, and it felt like every player's life mission at this point was to stop us from winning games. And with 12 games to go, we still somehow had a chance of making Champions League football. All we had to do was to not drop any stupid points. You're kidding me. 10-man Burnley. Pochettino was a terrorist. It got so bad that people were putting bounties on his head. This fat fraud still didn't get sacked somehow. At this point, I was sure he had something on the board. But however, we still had one last chance to make top 4. But we had to beat 20th place Sheffield United. And we were actually 2-1 up with 3 minutes to go. And we bottled it. After this game, a part of me died that day. I swear to God, this game ruined my entire fast. Couldn't even wait for Iftar, that fat Argentinian terrorist. And that game was the final nail in the coffin for our UCL hopes that season. But we wanted to finish the season with a bang and hopefully stop Arsenal's title charge. But instead, we ended up eating 5 goals. 5! It felt like sitting in this very chair. I didn't even think this was real. This game felt like a nightmare that you couldn't wake up from. And this idiot was still backing Poch. If you still backed Poch after this game, you're a loser. Nobody should still be a manager of any club after losing 5-0 to your worst rivals. And 1 month later, we were finally blessed with the amazing news of the sacking of Mauricio Pochettino. That day, life felt good again. The air smelled fresher, and the sun was finally out. It was truly a day that all Chelsea fans felt like they could live in peace once again.